Yo diggity, coffee with Christie, but it's actually Christie, Tea, today because honestly I've been drinking less coffee lately. And while I'm still going through the motions, most of it ends up down the sink. So I'm going to have to work on that. But yeah, so today, here's a question. It's a really good one. Christy, the information coming from so many directions confuse people. I was confused, so I know. People also have a need to trust someone or something. They start to think they have a problem themselves and that not all can be like so-and-so. And when I say so-and-so, insert any name here. Somebody you followed, trusted, whatever, whether it's your parents, politicians, teachers, radio, media, whatever. And 99% are, just like you said. So finding someone who is true is really difficult. Perhaps you could talk about that. To learn to trust our instincts is hard. True. And although I am pretty good at that now, I haven't always been. And that's obviously due to the same society's conditioning that we are all a result of, really, right? A product of. So I want to talk about trust. And, I've done a couple of those videos before. And then I did another Coffee with Christie was how do I know who or what is real? Or how do I know what's real or something? So that addresses more the outside. So I want to focus here. First, I need to say, if you trust yourself, it doesn't matter if you can trust anyone else. If you can trust the information or all these things coming at different directions, whoever it is that you are questioning the trust of, it all boils down to lack of trust in yourself. Because if you trust yourself, none of that else matters, right? Yeah, so getting to following your instinct and how to learn to trust yourself better. So, first of all, we need to take like an honest assessment at where we are, right, in life. We have been led to follow everyone from the day we were born. The doctor, the teachers, the parents, everything, schools, politics, higher education, media, and we just accept everything as fact. So when you're finally coming to terms with, what if everything I thought I knew was a lie, that's when you can start to kind of repair that programming, right? I talked about like deprogramming before, and there really is no such thing. So we're going to reprogram. So how do we do that? First of all, you have to realize that you may not have been right about everything. And it's okay. And it's not your fault. You did what every other human, every other part of a tribe would do, right? Trust your elders, trust your leaders, and execute, right? So at this point in time when you're questioning that, you've realized that, whoa, dude, everyone that was supposed to be smarter than me freaking led me astray. So that's number one, right? That you have to realize if you want to trust yourself better. Realize that up till now, everything you've trusted from elsewhere has been wrong, right? Everyone else led you astray, right? Nothing has been right that you've been told to, or that people have told you until now, right? So that's number one. Realize that everyone else has always been wrong. Okay? Yeah, for reals. And the next thing, and these aren't in any order or anything because I'm just kind of whatever comes to me, but the next one would be realize that you've always been right. And what I mean by that, how many times have you kicked yourself saying, oh, I knew that. Oh, I knew she was dirty. Or, oh, I knew that this was going to happen. Or I knew I shouldn't have gone here. Or I knew that whatever, right? But then you choose not to listen, and then you pay the consequences, right? So when you learn to listen to that, your gut instinct, or whatever you want to call it, your intuition, your higher spirit, that still small voice within, realize it's not going to hit you over the head like a ton of bricks. It's just going to be this knowing that you have. Sometimes it's a voice, sometimes it's a visual, sometimes it's... I'm not going to speak for everybody in how they receive and translate information, but it could be any or all of the above. So that's another thing. Don't compare yourself to other people and how they receive, transmit, whatever information. Yeah, Joshua, you're here to make a guest appearance. Here, say hello. Okay, so yeah, realize that you've always been right, and you were right all along, okay? Yeah. It was your need for approval, right? Or to fit in, or to make your mommy love you, or whatever the reason is that we go against our gut. But you have to realize that you have never been wrong. All right. And, okay, so this gets a little kind of blurry, and I'm going to explain both sides of it, okay? So we hear a lot about detachment, and I've done videos, lengthier videos on detachment, so check those out if you want more of a description of what it actually is and isn't. But I'll tell you right now, what it isn't is detaching from your emotions. And oftentimes people confuse emotions with feelings, and they're not the same thing. Okay? Hunger is a feeling. Intuition is a feeling. An emotion, you know, happy, sad, that, okay, kitty, nope, you can't play with that. Psst, psst. No. Yeah, you can't play there. Yep, no kitty, cat problems here. All right. Yeah, we're shit. Joshua, I'm going to lock her up. Okay, so what was I? Okay, so getting back to like the detachment, and emotions are different than feelings. You have to learn to decipher and detach your emotions from your feelings, right? Because true detachment is detachment from an outcome, right? It's not detachment from a feeling or an emotion or a person or an idea. It's a detachment to the outcome, right? So you have to, what you need to learn to detach from, really, is you need to separate your feelings from your emotions. Discern, decipher, know which is which. Where is this coming from? And not attach an emotion to a feeling. Okay? So if you have this feeling you're going to win the lottery, well, chances are you might feel really happy and ecstatic, right? Because you've attached a feeling, you've attached an emotion to a feeling, right? So that's where you have to get into the observer mode, all right? You don't need to make any decisions. You don't need to come to any conclusions at all right away. What's the hurry? Like, why do you even feel you have to make a decision on whether you can trust someone else, right? Because it's about you, your journey, your self-love path, your heart, period. No, what does it even matter what other people are doing, right? And I'm sorry, people involved in politics, and oh, this politician's bad, but, you know, mine on this side are good, and oh, you can't trust that one, but this one, nah, dude. Nah, you really shouldn't be putting your trust in anyone. Yeah, it should always be in yourself. Listen to everyone. Listen to everything, because that is how you learn discernment. And that, going to the topic, that is how you learn to trust yourself. You can't just automatically have this knee-jerk reaction like a lot of people get triggered. In fact, one of my dear friends got triggered recently listening to a video that was against the normal the types of things that we learned in school about science and astronomy and things like that. And so instead of like getting triggered, closing the door and jumping to a conclusion, And because what do we do then? We attack the messenger, right? Listen to that. Calm the fuck down, right? Calm yourself down. Inhale some blue lotus or whatever type of essential oil, or smoke a bowl, or do what you need to do. But yeah, you have to keep an open mind. Realize you don't have to make a decision now. Listen to everything. Take in as much as you can, but also be weary on how you're feeling. Not the emotion, the feeling. Okay, so one thing I've talked about before, not for a long time though, but people using NLP on you, right? Video, radio, TV, etc. Like people, I found out that guests on my show were doing that, and they were making people sick. So whether it came out in stomach aches, heart palpitations, headaches, intestinal upsets, bowel, things like that. Like, yeah, listeners actually, this real deal. So when you're listening to everything, how does it feel? You have to, again, separate your emotion from your feeling, right? So your emotion that you're attached to is to automatically attack the opposition or get triggered like, oh, that's bullshit, I'm going to close that off, right? But your feeling, how are you feeling? Does it really hurt, like your body, to listen to it? Or is it your mind, right? So we have 3 brains for a reason, right? Our head, our heart, and our gut, which I have referred to for the last over a dozen years as our triune brain for those, Christians or other religions that believe in that. But it is absolute scientific fact. Gray matter here, gray matter here, gray matter there. They are 4 different things. So whether it's the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, and I'm not a religious person, by the way, so I'm not trying to push that. I'm just trying to use something to kind of relate it, because I really suck at words and trying to describe the information coming through. But okay, so I hope I explained that right. Deciphering emotions from feelings, not being attached, not forcing yourself to make a decision, because what we're doing here is working on us, right? So, of a lifetime of not trusting yourself, what can you do? Chill out. Take your time. Don't rush. You don't have to make a decision about other people. If you are, say, interfered with, say you're around a bunch of wireless, right? EMF or smart meters, internet, things that emit radiation, right? Or large crowds of people, or whatever types of distractions, remove yourself. Right? People even, and sometimes even people that love you, and you love them, but you still need your own time, right? Because again, it's about you and making you healthy, number 1. So you can separate, right? Go get some nature, go outside, talk to a flower, play with your kitty, inhale some essential oils, take a bath, take your shoes off outside, go grounding, go plant a garden, harvest a garden, like anything, walk, whatever type of meditation. All of those are forms of meditation, right? You don't have to be like in an ashram or om or cross your legs or, follow some specific regiment, because again, it's about you and what's comfortable for you, right? Okay, so how can you get that back? Those are ways that you can learn to decipher, discern. You also need to cut out the middleman in your life, whatever the middleman is. Is it your food, right? Are you, a jack-in-the-box eater? Or whatever, right? Cut out the middleman. Go to the source. Get clean food. Put clean food in your, if you want, clean body, right? As within, so without. Do ye not know, or what? What does he say? Ye are gods, this is your temple, treat it as such. 90% of you treat your car way better than your body. So why would you expect your body and your 3 brains to be working together to give you the ultimate intuition and beat you over the head with it to tell you, you will listen to me now, if you're not ever going to listen to it, right? So let's just, for those of you who know me, let's just pretend my name is Intuition. For those of you who know me, that's the end of the joke. But But, okay, so what I mean by that is I fucking hate repeating myself. I really do. It is one of my biggest pet peeves. And I don't mind repeating myself or like saying the same things or similar lessons or whatever to different people or different times or different whatever. But if there's like the same person coming at me wanting my help for 5 years or even 5 weeks or now even 5 days, like if you didn't listen the first time, bye. And how do you think your intuition, your higher self, your gray matter, your gut instinct, whatever you want to call it, your spirit, how do you think they feel when you keep ignoring them to go along with the crowd? Yeah, so how do you get better at trusting your intuition? By trusting your freaking intuition. You don't need to have an explanation as to why your intuition is telling you something. And that's the biggest mistake that I made. It's like, oh, I know this is dirty, but, you know, I want to see. I want to prove it. I need concrete proof because I'm in this linear society where I was taught that, you know, an expert has to put something on paper for it to be true. So thankfully, I'm not that way now. And it was a really long time getting here. Okay, so it's a process. You're not just going to be like, hey, I'm going to trust my intuition all the time now, yo, diggity, I'm the bomb. No, it doesn't work like that. It is a process. And during that process, you're going to go through lots of tests. And in many of those tests, well, like the first couple, you'll be like, this is easy, I got this. And then your higher self is going to let up on you. And then a few big tests, and you're going to think about caving. You're going to go want to go the other way because it's easier. And sometimes you will go the other way. Then you'll get your ass kicked and figure out, shit, okay, there is no more compromise, right? Not when it comes to truth, authenticity. Look, and that's another thing. Like, if you're not authentic, if you're not living your truth, well, no wonder why you don't fucking trust yourself, right? If you are not the same person in public as you are behind closed doors, of course you're not going to trust yourself. And because you don't trust yourself, you're not going to trust anyone else because you're going to think they're just like you. And that is exactly why honest people get fucked more often. And I'm just saying that is because that's like the common perception, and technically it's true, but here's why. It's because good people don't fuck bad people. Bad people go fuck everybody. Honest people don't see it coming, right? Okay, so think about that. So what else can we do? So realize you've always been right. Realize they've always been wrong. Learn to separate your emotions from your feelings and believe it. Don't just, oh yeah, I should listen. No, listen. Because one of these days you're not going to be so lucky and get out of it, right? You're going to say, oh, I should have known. I should have listened, right? On your deathbed or whatever. So, okay. And you know what? Another way to help trust your intuition, go to nature. Isolate yourself. Go camping. Sleep on the ground. Don't just take your feet off. I'm telling you, man, like, it's in the more, I don't wish extreme conditions on anyone because I know they're tough. And I know most people don't make it. But at the same time, sometimes that's what you need to trust yourself, right? Because when you have no one else to rely on, what choice do you have? So like in my case, I realized, well, I've been trusting all these other experts my whole life, and it got me here. A freaking wheelchair, destitute, like, not in a good place, okay? So there had to come a time where I figured, well, if they've always been wrong, you know, then fuck it. Even if I'm wrong, it's my life. And it's my life to fuck up. So I want to do it my way. And, you know, probably whatever you do and as bad as you do it, it's still not going to be as bad as giving your power away and listening to everyone else and doing it the same broken way, right? Yeah, things aren't like getting better. Governments aren't just all of a sudden starting to care for you. Like, you know, they're not just all of a sudden going to tell you the truth, no matter how much you beg. So that's another thing. You want to listen to your intuition. Stop giving your power away. Listen to your intuition. Ask yourself, and you know what? Maybe you're not going to get answers right away, right? Maybe you'll just have to meditate or focus or pray or whatever it is that you do on whatever your question is, right? And maybe you have to do that every night and every morning for a week or a month or a year. Maybe you even have to take, say, 5 minutes a day. That's it. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to being only with yourself and hearing what yourself has to say, right? Not the Christie thoughts, right? Not, oh, what if, or, oh, what do I need on my shopping list? And is celery going to be good in my immune boosting formula? Or, not that. No, shut the fuck up. Erase that canvas. And if you have to imagine yourself erasing it, get a magic eraser. Yeah. That's how NLP and a lot of NLP healing techniques work. Okay, so visualize that chaotic, crazy brain of mine or yours or whatever, right? Turn your hand into a magic eraser. Make it go away. So, okay, I talked about the middleman, whether it's pastors, politicians, or food supply, right? Whatever your, what else? Trusting your, yeah. I think, oh yeah, and make the hard choices. Okay, so for example, whether it's eliminating the middleman in your food supply, drive 2 hours. If your only option for clean food is to drive 2 hours, well, fucking drive 2 hours, right? If your intuition tells you, don't go to that party, I mean, it's the best party of the century, and your favorite rock star is going to be there, and you're getting some crazy award or whatever, and you just really, 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 really want to be there. Well, if you were listening to your intuition and your intuition told you not to go, that would be a really hard choice to make, wouldn't it? Yeah, so you're going to have to make the hard choices based on that voice, that knowing that you don't understand, and you're going to have to be okay with it, and you're going to have to trust it, and you're going to have to repeat that process, right? Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Over and over and over. And the more you listen to yourself, the more yourself is going to give you. It's not going to be like Christie and cut you off. Just saying. So yeah, the best way, so getting back to the question again, the information coming from so many directions confused people. I was confused. I know people also have a need to trust someone or something and start to think they have a problem themselves. Okay, so yeah, I think I did address all of that. So yes, the need to trust someone or something outside of ourselves is important. Obviously, that's how we're raised, right? We're told what to do. We're made kind of insignificant as children. There's not very many parents that actually listen to their children. So if you are a parent and your children are telling you something, freaking listen to them. Help build their intuition better, right? Don't gaslight them when they see you sneaking cookies under your pillow or whatever, and they're like, oh, is that a cookie? Don't say, oh, no, go to your room. Like, you caught me, it's a freaking cookie. All right? Because, yeah, parents do that. And sometimes, yeah, so you can also help break this cycle by helping your children trust themselves. Here's another example. Say your child's on a medication, and your please don't do that right now. Your child's on a medication, and the medication doesn't make him or her feel well, and they're telling you, I don't feel good. This is making me feel weird. This is making me feel crazy. This is making me feel like whatever. Listen to them. Don't tell them they're stupid and the doctor knows better. Listen to them. Okay? They don't have OCD or ADD or whatever, not being able to sit in a classroom for 10 hours, 8 hours, whatever, listening to dude, children have intuition. They can read the energies. They know they're being forced to sit in those prison camps for hours at a time, listening to lies, so they can repeat it for a sticker Okay, they know this. Listen to your children telling you this. Let them bitch about school and how wrong it is. And yeah, really. Okay, Missy. It's not time to play. But, oh, and it's not time to scratch me anymore. By the way, this little girl has given me scratches literally everywhere. From my face. Although, not because she's trying to. It's because she jumps and sometimes misses her mark. And then, oh man, it sucks, but I love her. And the kitty little thing, say hello. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah. Not only that, trusting yourself. If you have children, you can help them trust themselves too. So, and while I'm here on that subject, I'll just end sharing with you some exercises I used to do with my children. They would start right in front of each other and then look into each other's eyes, and they would pick either a number or a color, and then the other would have to guess it. Once they got that, or not guess, into it, read, see, feel, whatever. So once they got that down, then I would separate them in rooms. So one would be in one room, the other would be in the other room. And then after they got that down, then one would go on the other side of the downstairs and then the opposite side on the upstairs. And those are just little things I would ask about their dreams. In fact, every child that I get to talk to, how were your dreams last night? Oh, tell me about them. Or, and just try to jog that within them. And I just think that the whole process of that is also going to help get you in touch with your inner knowing and remind you that what I say in the beginning, you were right all along, and don't ever forget that. Again, when you trust yourself, when you love yourself, it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing or saying, because you're going to know the truth, and it doesn't even matter the source. Liars tell truth too, right? They don't get millions of people to follow people by putting out lies, right? They got their 80% or so truth to hook you. And then depending on how long you're following, then you'll see the switch when they take you down the rabbit hole and sell you out. But whatever. That's why you shouldn't follow anyone. And getting back to my last video, that's why I don't want followers. I don't want followers. I don't want worshipers. I don't want fake friends. I don't want a cult or any of those things. If you appreciate my work, great. If you want to support it, great. But I'm going to do it anyways, whether you like it or not, or whether YouTube keeps making my numbers go down and down and down and down. By the way, I've lost over 300,000 views since February, and the screenshots are on my Facebook. So I don't know how people unwatch videos, but I don't know. Is it kind of like I used to be pregnant and now I'm not? Although I do have a child, so I sure do, or so I should still have those views, but maybe not. All right, have a good day, and if you have any more questions, feel free to send them to me, Christie Aphrodite, everywhere, and have a good day.